That time again,
Yo.
isn't it? What's going on? Hope you guys are having a good Friday night.
Yep. May 2nd, 2025. I thought the toothpick would be a good intro.
Yeah.
It's between that and one of my graded cards I just got back. I got Graphico Cardinals
Oh, there you
pitcher,
go.
Jim Mint 10, first ball and ground. That was my best graded card. It had a little stack that. Go ahead and show them off real quick if you're a card fan. Got a Mint 9, Bobby Witt rookie card. Pretty
Yeah.
clean. Michael Tolia, a 9 auto rookie card. This was the first auto I ever had pulled, so this is why I had it graded. But it was a Hoy Park when he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Didn't get a good grade, near mint 7, but a pretty cool card. I
Yeah.
was pretty shocked when I first opened it and found my first auto. Didn't know who he was at the time, but it was so exciting. And then my Ronald Acuna got a near mint 8, but kind of just a personal one. I guessed pulled a card where I guessed a game that he hit a home run, and he did. So out of 466.
Love it.
But anyways, yeah, we'll move on. How about you want to start us off with the on this day this time? I know you have at least one or two.
Yeah. There was actually a couple that
Actually,
I had. So I want to start off back in 2002 on this day. Mike Cameron hits 4 home runs in
okay,
one game. I,
okay.
I assume that you might have had that one. Am I right?
I mean, I had it locked and loaded just in case you didn't mention it.
All right. Sounds like, yeah. So he hit 4 home
That is,
runs
yeah.
against the White Sox in Chicago. Became the 13th player ever to hit 4 home runs in one game. So that's pretty cool. My other stat was on
Yeah.
this day in 1959, Frank Robinson hits for the cycle.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
So against the Dodgers.
Yeah. Guy was a beast, man.
Yeah.
Uh, I, I'll go ahead since you did the Frank Robinson one. I'll give you one of my own after this, but I'll read off Frank Robinson's stats from that year. So 1959, he was 24 years old in 146 games, 626 plate appearances. He had 106 runs, 168 hits, 31 doubles, 4 triples, 36 home runs, 125 RBIs, 18 stolen bases, 69 walks. He hit 311 with the 975 OPS. And a 153 OPS plus. So that dude went off
Yeah.
that year. He was also an all-star. So
Oh, yeah, of course.
that's 1959. Now it's the year my dad was born. It's a throwback right there. Frank Robinson though.
Yep.
I got a couple more for this day actually. I'll go ahead and throw those out. Maybe just
All right.
I'll do one for sure. I might not do the other one. But Jared Weaver on May 2nd, 2012 for the Angels, he throws a no-hitter over the Twins and a 9-0 victory. I had to throw that one in there just because I was a Jared Weaver fan. I liked watching him pitch back in the day. He had a pretty unique pitching pattern, and when that guy was healthy, he's beast. Super
Yeah,
fun pitcher to watch.
he was pretty underrated in my opinion. I don't think he got really
I
enough
think so
attention.
too.
And then also his brother Jeff Weaver was part of the
Yeah.
2006 Cardinals team.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a Weaver on the Cardinals. I remember they were brothers. Have you ever done any Jared Weaver highlight videos?
Um, if I did, it was
might be
one. It was.
might be something.
I would have to look back because man, I'd made a lot. I could have.
Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then another one. I'm sure you did see this. And if you're not really familiar with this, you won't understand it. Took a screenshot of it just so I could show it on my phone. But Morgana. I don't maybe pronounce that wrong. But the Kissing Bandit on May 2nd, 1988. She runs up on the field and kisses Cal Ripken Jr. when he's at bat.
Yeah, I heard. I
Did you
saw
ever
that
see that
one.
video? And
Yeah.
there's a little clip of it if you haven't seen it, but it's pretty funny actually. Something you wouldn't really see today without somebody just getting completely laid out, woman or not. They don't really take people running on the field that lightly.
No.
But yeah, kind of a funny video if you haven't seen it yet. And then speaking of fans on the field, pretty negative thing. The guy falling from at Pittsburgh. That was.
Yeah.
I hope that guy's okay. Have you heard the update on that?
I heard he was in critical condition. That's all I really have been able to see.
Hmm.
So, but it was. I mean, I'm assuming you saw the video, right?
Yeah, that was rough.
Oh, yeah. That's.
That was rough.
And I think he landed on his head too. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it looked like it because there was a close
Yeah.
up of his face, and yeah.
And then
Hope that guy
I
gets better.
and I've heard people saying that he just jumped over the railing. I don't think that was the case.
Yeah,
I mean, he was definitely
you always
drunk,
hear a lot of different stuff.
but
Yeah,
I think that he just jumped out of his chair and he just so happened to land over the railing too. I
yeah.
don't
You
think he
never know. I
actually,
mean,
yeah,
unless you were right there with the guy and understand
yeah,
what was going on, but there was a play happening at that moment too. So you see, like during the play, there's outfielders are running in, people
yeah,
are moving towards like maybe the third base side or something because there was something going down. So no one really even realized it. So a lot of the fans were tuned into the game, and maybe that's something that he bounced up because he was excited for the play or and was just maybe over intoxicated or something. But yeah, yikes. Um, but I do love PNC Park. I've been. I went to a game there one time. Well, I didn't actually go to the game. That was the crappy part. Um, but I went to the stadium one time when they were having. They were getting ready to have a game. I forget who they were playing that day. But I went to their street party, and that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. If you haven't been to Pittsburgh, check it out.
yeah,
Um, what do you want to start us off with now? I'll let you go ahead and
yeah.
take the lead on
So,
that.
yeah, since we're kind of already through the first month of the season, first I wanted to go through some of the surprise teams so far. I've got two good teams and two not so good teams, and then after that, we'll kind of talk about the standings a little bit, and then I also have surprise players so far. I got two hitters, two pitchers. So going
Yeah.
for the surprise teams so far, I'll go ahead and get the shitty teams out of the way. The first one that we kind of a lot of people already kind of figured that the Rockies were going to be bad, but they're like on a
Mm-hmm.
historical kind of had like White Sox last year kind of bad. They're currently
Yeah.
6-25 right now. They won last night against San Francisco, but despite that, they're 6-25. And I get that they have a tough division in the NL West, but man, that's a tough record. And the other
Yeah.
one, I don't think we really expected the Orioles to be amazing. I kind of still expect them to be in the playoff hunt. They're currently 12-18 right now. Now, their pitching, I'm not really surprised about how terrible their pitching is right now because they didn't
Yeah.
really add a whole lot, and they lost Corbin Burns. They have Grayson Rodriguez on the IL. So, yeah, their pitching has a lot to do with it. And then the surprise good teams. Now, this one doesn't surprise me, but I know a lot of other people. It probably, especially when we did our predictions for the standings, the Seattle Mariners in first place at 18-12 right now. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of season left, but I like how they're
Heck
playing.
yeah.
Like I said, the pitching, if that stays together, I know Logan Gilbert. I think isn't he on the IL now? Logan Gilbert, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Yeah. I don't know if he was on. Yeah, he is on the IL. I don't remember for how long. I don't know if it was the 10 or 15, but he did recently go on the IL.
Right, and then I kind of talked about how their hitting really has to click this season with what they have, and it has so far. One of these guys, Jorge
Yeah.
Polanco, I'll talk about him in a second. But guys like Rosarena, he's actually not doing too bad. Dylan Moore has kind of came out to be really good so far.
Mm-hmm.
Julio's kind of off to a little bit of a slow start, but it's Julio. So just some of those guys, especially Jorge Polanco, he's one of the key contributors to this
Yeah.
Mariners offense so far. Another surprising team. I know it's a lot of season left, but the San Francisco Giants. So I think they're in third place, right behind the Padres. I think, yeah. So at 19 and 13, I kind
Mm-hmm.
of expect them to be kind of where the Diamondbacks are in fourth, and they might still end up that way. I never really predicted them to be a bad team, but just being in that division, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But they're playing well so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's and I think we talked about the beginning before the season started what we thought the toughest divisions were, and I know we may have both agreed on that the NL West was probably the toughest. I mean, you got the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants, the Diamondbacks, and then you got right now, or even though they had the Rockies, they have won their last two. They're still off to a really bad start. So there's no hope for the Rockies in that strong division, even with a little bit of a comeback. But yeah, I mean, Giants. There's a guy at my work, and he's from South Korea, and I heard him talking about baseball, and I was like, "Oh, you a big baseball fan?" And he told me his favorite player was Jung Hoo Lee, and we started talking about him and his stats, and just the way he takes at bats, and it was pretty cool. He's got a huge fan base out there, and I know he's on your fantasy team, so it's probably pretty nice to
Yep.
have him. I had him last year, drafted him, and then he got hurt pretty early on. So, what he's doing right now is everything they said he would be coming into last year's season. So,
Yeah.
no doubt about it that he'll probably keep that up. I would imagine. Since we're talking standings and all that, I'll go ahead and read off those standings. And I will start off with the NL West just because we're already on them a little bit. So Dodgers are in first, of course, but it's close. They're 21 and 10. The Padres are at 19 and 11. Giants at 19 and 13. Diamondbacks at 17 and 14. So pretty tight up through there. Just anybody could go on a little win streak, and it could be anyone's division at this point. And the way the Dodgers pitching has been,
Yeah.
that's what it's going to come down to is whose pitching's better. And for me, I would think I think the Padres pitching has been showing up the best, but I don't know. It's all even Giants got some good people in their bullpen, and Camilo Duvall obviously has been getting some big roles this year and kind of looking like himself again. But moving on to the NL Central, the Cubs are 19 and 13, followed by the Reds at 17 and 15, Brewers at 16 and 16, Cardinals at 14 and 18, and Pirates at 12 and 20. So actually, pretty close division there too. I expect the Cubs to be top two all season. But to see the Reds in second right now, closest to the Cubs, I don't see that lasting for them. But hey, it's baseball. You never know. Sorry for the loud noise if you hear that too. Moving on to the NL East, the Mets, who have been, pretty hot. One of the hotter teams in baseball. They're 21 and 11. They were the first team to 20 wins this season. Followed by the Phillies at 17 and 14. The Braves at 14 and 16, Nationals at 14 and 18, and then the Marlins at 12 and 18. So, also another really close division, even though the Marlins are, at the bottom, they can make it interesting too, I think, in their own way, because they do have a lot of good hitters, in my opinion, and they're getting ready to get Yuri Perez back, and and if Sandy can find it a little bit, I expect Sandy to be a trade piece, but never know. And then also Max Meyer. So Moving on to the AL now. The AL West. Seattle's at 18-12. Houston's at 16-14. The A's at 17-15. Texas at 16-16, and the Angels at 12-18. So again, pretty tied up in through there. I expect that to change up a little bit, but your Mariners are in first place, so they're playing great ball. AL Central, we got Detroit at 20-12. They've been really hot. Javier Baez, he might have found his swing again. I might be picking him up in fantasy, but
Just about to ask.
I don't want people to laugh at me in the baseball chat either. But hey, I don't know. I mean, it's Javi Baez. He's had a couple 30 home run seasons, and he's he used to steal some bags. Maybe he found himself again. I don't know. He's my age. He's 31, so I think he's got some baseball left in him. Followed by the Cleveland Guardians, 18-13. They're playing some good ball. Royals at 17-15. Twins at 13-19, and then the White Sox at 8-23. So yeah, that's kind of another division that's kind of toss up, excluding the White Sox. I think it could be really anyone's division, but Tigers look like to have that under control right now.
Yeah.
And then the AL East, the Yankees are 18-13, Boston at 17-16, Toronto 15-16, Tampa at 14-17, and Baltimore at 12-18. So another pretty competitive division for the most part. Baltimore's pitching didn't really fall through they had everything planned to start this season. So I see them getting a little bit better as the season goes, but not impressed with them so far. They've looked pretty bad in my opinion. That's your standings. We said you brought up the most surprising and all that, so I'd have to agree with you there. I'm just glad we're through the first month of baseball. I feel like that first month it feels like a whole season in that first month, especially if you're a fantasy player.
Yeah, no kidding.
What do you have for us?
Yeah, so like I said, I got some surprise players through the first month of the season. 2 hitters and 2 pitchers. I'll start off with, like I said, Jorge Polanco. I mean, this guy has been a beast. With the Mariners last year, he kind of had some injuries, so I didn't really get to see a ton. I think I did mention that he was going to be one of those hitters that's going to have to step up if the Mariners want to take the AL West. And so far, I mean, he's pretty much done all he can. So in 73 at bats so far, he has 9 home runs, 25 RBIs, batting .384, and get this, a 1.226 OPS, which is really good. So Jorge Polanco has done a really good job so far. And this is all just batting left-handed. So he is a switch hitter, but I think he's having some trouble. I can't remember what he's having trouble on as far as health issues go. He's only able to bat left-handed right now. He can't bat right. So this is just him batting left. If he can get back to being a switch hitter, I expect the numbers to be pretty much the same all season. Pretty close.
Yeah.
So next up.
Yeah, they got a... Go ahead.
Oh, all right. So there's a lot of players we could have went with on this one. It was kind of tough. I wanted to go with Cardinals Brendan Donovan for the other hitter.
Yeah.
He's always kind of had that potential to be a good hitter. He's off to a really good start though this year. So 117 at bats, 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. He's batting .333, putting up an .870 OPS. So he's one of the key contributors to why the Cardinals offense has been so hot to start the season. He's been right there batting third most of the time. So
yeah, he's been excellent.
Keep this up.
Yeah.
And
both of those players are looking like all-stars right now. Mariners have themselves a good baseball player over there, and kind of similar games in ways too. Both of them, they're bat to ball hitters and got a good glove, and they hustle. 2 good players right there, Donovan and Polanco.
For sure. And my two pitchers, I had to go with these two. I mean, there's a couple other ones I could have went with, but first I'm going to go with Hunter Brown on the Astros. I mean, this guy has been a beast so far. I
Yeah.
don't think really anybody expected him to be this good so far. Right now, he's
Mm-mm.
4-1, ERA at 1.22 with the 0.84 WHIP, 40 strikeouts, and only 5 earned runs and 37 innings pitched. So,
Mm.
Astros, I think they're in second place right now, and he's a reason why, because pitching wins ball games.
Yeah.
This one was definitely a surprise for me. It was Tyler Mahle on the Rangers, three
Yeah.
and one with a 1.19 ERA, 0.98 WHIP, 32 Ks. Also, only 5 earned runs given up in 37 and 2/3. So
Yeah.
Rangers, their offense has been not great as of late. So if their offense can step up, they've got some good guys pitching. I mean, Tyler Mahle, Jacob DeGrom's been pitching pretty well too. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Rangers bats have just been pretty weird lately. They're pretty much last in a lot of categories from what I was looking at, and they've been having trouble scoring runs. I don't know if they hit any home runs last night, but if they didn't, it's been like 10 days without any other players hitting a home run or something like that. So
yeah,
I don't know. I got a Josh Young and Adolius Garcia on my team for fantasy too, so I'm hoping that they pick it up some.
yeah. And if you guys haven't seen, the Rangers sent Jake Berger down to the minors.
Yeah. And Jake Berger got sent down. Yeah.
So
Ouch. He'll find his swing again. He
that's kind of
he
is what
started
it
off real
is.
slow. Yeah, he started off real slow last season. He's kind of a second half player from what I remember. I think he always kind of settles in around All-Star break a little more, but um, yeah. And he's a St. Louis guy. Went to CBC. I'm pretty sure went to CBC. So and Missouri State. So hope to see my St. Louis guy back up there at some point.
Yep.
Also, too, I want to give a little welcoming back and shout out to Tony Gonsolin and Lucas Giolito. They both came in, and I brought them up last episode about having their first starts. I snagged them in fantasy, and Tony Gonsolin got me a quality start. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, and 9 Ks. So pretty good. He faced off against the Marlins. His next start also was against the Marlins Tuesday. So
Yep.
hoping he does that again for me and gets back-to-back quality starts. But he looked really good coming in. And Lucas Giolito looked pretty decent as well. He did get a quality start, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits. He did let up 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and had 7 Ks. So he looked like his normal self, and I'm hoping that he stays healthy. I'm sure the Red Sox would love that because I did hear that Walker Buehler was possibly going to the IL. I'm not sure if it happened or not, but I did hear he was having some health issues. So I'm sure Giolito comes back and then you lose Buehler. That's not what the Red Sox are hoping, but I don't know. Maybe they're saving him for. Maybe they got a little something planned, saving their
Maybe.
arms. I'll go ahead and read off too. We've been talking about standings and you know, big name players, surprise players who's been going off. The MLB put out their players of the month in each category. So reliever of the month for the NL was Robert Suarez for the Padres. 14 innings pitched, 16 strikeouts, 12 saves, and a 0.64 ERA. So this is between March and April as well. So a little bit of March that we had. And then Andres Munoz, 15 innings pitched, 19 Ks, 11 saves, 0 ERA. So yeah, I know that's your guy in fantasy. He's been lights out. Both of these guys are two people that could win awards at the end of the year, reliever of the year awards. Rookie of the month, we have a guy that you dropped in fantasy for the NL, Luis Angel Acuna for the Mets. He's been going off 228 288 average, 13 runs, 7 stolen bases. Still no home runs yet, but he's been hitting the ball, getting base a lot. He takes his walks. He hits a lot of line drives. So, and then Christian Campbell, my guy, 301 average, 902 OPS, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. He has been a day-to-day, though. He's having some rib issues, so I don't think he's going to go on the IL, but he's out today. He was out yesterday, so probably just taking it easy for a couple of days. He's been playing a lot of baseball, so pitcher of the month, NL Yamamoto for the Dodgers. He's been lights out. 34 innings pitched, 43 Ks, 1.06 ERA, and a 190 batted against. So they're not touching Yamamoto. Another guy that's not getting touched is the AL is Max Fried. He's been lights out. 37 and 2/3 innings pitched, 33 Ks, 1.19 ERA, and a 207 batted against. So he's been the Yankees' best pitcher, and he's been the AL's best pitcher. Another Yankee player of the month, of course, is Aaron Judge, batting .472, 1.282 OPS, 10 home runs, 32 RBIs. Absolutely disgusting, Aaron Judge. And then Pete Alonso is the NL, batting .342, a 1.12 4 OPS, and then 7 home runs, 28 RBIs. So both of these guys are mashing. That's what they're known for. So nice to see Pete Alonso starting off the season hot, though.
Yeah.
And those are your players of the month. Be excited to announce them again next month.
Heck yeah.
What do you have for us next?
I just kind of wanted to also kind of give a shout out to Lance McCullers. He's going to be making his first start since the 2022 World Series, I believe. He's making his debut Sunday against the White Sox. I picked him up in fantasy. Nice. So while we were already kind of on the subject of fantasy, kind of wanted to bring him up. And then kind of want to bring up the trade that I made, see what people think about it. I picked up Michael Harris II, and I traded Dylan Cruz and Ryan Walker. So I think it's a pretty even trade, in my opinion. You know, the potential from Dylan Cruz and Ryan Walker, pretty good relief pitcher. He's kind of gone off to a little bit of a slow start, but he did good last year. Michael Harris, a beast, so I think it's a pretty even trade, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think, Michael Harris he won a Rookie of the Year. So they expect Dylan Cruz to do that. So if he wins it, then it's pretty even. If he doesn't win it, it's still pretty even because you throw in Ryan Walker, which he's kind of a mystery currently right now. He had an excellent season last year. I'm sure he'll figure it out at some point, but he's had a rough start to the season. And now that Camilo Duvall has been really, himself, he might land that saving role where Ryan Walker might just be that setup man. So, and just get the occasional save. So yeah, pretty even trade in my opinion. Plus you got, Michael Harris on the Braves, which I think in the long run will contribute a little bit better to fantasy categories. So, I think it's a pretty good trade. Yeah. What'd you have next?
Do you have anything else? Do you have anything else?
I gotta. If we're getting ready to wrap it up here, I got a little trivia for you.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, it's a player guess. I'm gonna give you a little bit about him, and we'll see if you can pinpoint it. So this player no longer plays. He was born in 1973 in South Carolina, drafted by the Cincinnati Reds, number 1 overall pick, 1991. He was a round 1 overall, pick number 20. His career stats: he had 2,833 at bats, batted a .248, 44 home runs, 271 RBIs, 144 stolen bases, and a .659 OPS. So about average, and he gets his steals. He played with Cincinnati from 97. Did I say 90? He got drafted at 91. It's kind of weird. Maybe he went back to school. But anyways, he played from 97 to 2004. He played with the Cincinnati Reds from 97 to 2001, and then played with the Pittsburgh Pirates from 2000 to 2003, and then finished his career in Boston.
Okay, I have a couple ideas. What position was he?
So he played second base, but he did
All
play, I
right,
think, maybe.
I have a guess.
And he was a Gold Glover. He was more well known for his defense. 2-time Gold Glover, World Series champ in 2004 with the Red Sox.
I already knew it before you said the 2004 championship. Pokey Reese.
Pokey Reese, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you said the stats, and then you said 97 to 04, and then you said
Yeah, I
started with
figured.
Cincinnati, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I
I
figured
had to
it clicked for
guess.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it click whenever I mentioned Cincinnati. But yeah, Pokey
Yeah.
Reese, man, he was a lot of fun to watch, and especially on the field. He had a decent bat. He would get on. He would mess with the pitchers. He was, I think his career high was like 38 stolen bags. So definitely got
Yeah.
some speed. Yeah, but Pokey Reese.
Yeah, and so you said his last year was 04, or right?
Oh, that's what I'm looking at. It looks like his stats ended in 04.
Because I think he tried to continue his baseball career after that. I think he may have signed a couple minor league deals, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here's his. Yeah, he played in the minors. Yeah, you're right. He played in the minors from 91 to 90. Well, he had his little time in the minors too. But yeah, up until 97, he was basically in the minors, actually, from 91 to 97. And then 2005, he did play in the minors. Played a little double A. I'm not sure with who. Texas is one of them. Colorado, he played 2008. So, yeah, he was trying to make a little bit of comeback. Played some AAA ball 2008. Didn't do too well, though. It's hard for people to quit playing baseball.
Yeah, I get it.
I say that I'm still sore from one game on that game I had on Monday. I give these guys that are still in their 30s pushing out like that. But what else did you have for us?
Yep, just got the old crazy MLB stat of the video. Sorry, White Sox fans, for this one. Well, I mean, they've won a couple of championships though, but the White Sox have existed for 121 years now, and they've only made the playoffs 9 times.
Catching that lag now. Got to move quick.
Yeah. Did you get what did you hear what I said?
The White Sox have existed. That's what I heard.
Yeah, the White Sox have existed for 121 years, and they've only made the playoffs 9 times.
Ouch.
No, I mean, they did win in
I'll tell
05,
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's not looking like they're going to hit their 10th this year either. So, unfortunately,
Yeah.
I feel bad for them. But like I said, being here in Charlotte, I get to watch the Charlotte Knights play. They do have a really great team. If they do it right and get their, coach their players right and, do the developing right, bring them up at the right time and, get things going. And it really does revolve around the coaching too, especially with the young guys, and get them mixed in there with some vets. If they start bringing a few of these guys up by next year, go out and get a couple, seasoned vets and so they can show them what they know. But Charlotte Knights have one of the best baseball teams in the minors right now. I think they're like the top minor league AAA team, one or two. So
Good.
yeah. But anyways, Luke, I think that's it for 643 tonight. May 2nd.
Yep. Gonna watch some games.
Yep. About to go do that myself.
Yep. Alrighty. Thank you guys for tuning in to
Peace.
this episode. Peace out.